Hey Doc, good morning. So, got a text the other day from a doc. He asked if I was still alive. So, because I haven't posted much on Facebook. December was just a blur. Very busy for us. I'm sure it's busy for you guys. And then last week I was on vacation all week. And then, so now I'm back. I'm going to start making more videos again. Right now it's 14 degrees. Friday is supposed to be a high of -2. So I get to come home from palm trees and pools to this. But that's life. So here's the thing. A lot of questions about virtual practice or telemedicine type stuff. How do I grow something outside of my four walls? So that's what, because I think I've talked to, 3 or 4 within the past couple weeks that have had that question. And I keep saying the same thing. So I'm like, let's make a video out of it so maybe other people might have an interest. So I'm talking like phone consults. I'm talking how do you help people in another state? So and I have I have a hybrid practice. So I have my brick and mortars, but then I also have kind of a hybrid where I'm sending kits all across the country and I help people on the phone. So I'm gonna give you my opinion on it. You can take some of it, you can take none of it, you can disagree with it, you can take all of it. I'm just giving you my opinion, and this is what I would do in 2019. If I had no rent, I have no office space, this is what I would do. It's, I think outside the box. I'm kind of an outside the box thinker. So I don't like to, I don't want to mention any names, but I'm going to have to. So like, if I'm going to do virtual, but here's how I would do virtual. I would do it, but I would do it locally. Okay. You don't have office space, but you can dominate much easier locally than you can nationally. If you open this thing up nationally, 300 million people, now you're competing with Mercola. You're competing with the conglomerates that have been at this thing for 20 years. Unless you have the long-term vision of, I'm gonna long blog for 3, 4, 5 times a week for the next 15 years, if you wanna do that, and that's your vision, your mission, then do it. All right, I'm not gonna say that's bad. I'm just saying the timeline. You just have to. If time is not on your side, don't do that. If you want to make money today in 2018, I would dominate locally because you can do that much faster. All right, and you can do stuff nationally too, but you're just gonna have to run Facebook ads nationally. I'm talking about, because my number one source of new patients is radio. It's still radio. I just do it because of the big ROI. 2 is Google. Google is my number 2 source of new patients. Referrals are number 3. Referrals and Facebook, kind of flip-flop. But Facebook is, the only reason I run Facebook is to fill up in-office workshops. That's the only reason. Facebook is, organic reach is yucky. Unless you've been under a rock, you understand that. Because I have docs that, I made a post and nobody commented. Nobody well, they never saw it. 3%, if that, will see your stuff. So they're forcing you to pay to play. That's the thing. That's why I'm a bigger fan of YouTube, and then YouTube onto Google, and then you do this locally because you can just do it so fast. If you just follow our system, right? So dominate locally, unless you're in a town of 352 people, then figure out a neighboring area that might have 100,000 people, or a bigger metropolitan area. So where I'm at, this town has 60,000 people. My weight loss website sits number 1. My food testing was number 1. My nutrients number 1. My thyroid is number 1. Then I have the Twin Cities stuff with leaky gut. That's, I think, still number 1. ADHD is high. So basically, we have the funnel websites that are niche specific. So instead of, I got this big vision of like, okay, I can tap into the whole country, 300 million people, and I'm gonna call myself functionalmediциnesolutions.com. I'm just making stuff up. It probably is gone, right? Functionalmediциnesolutions.com, and there's no SEO on that thing, right? So now you're competing with the conglomerates. That thing is going to be on page 782 of Google, all right? So that's forcing you to pay to play, versus having multiple niche specific websites in your town, your city, your area. For example, for me, LakevilleWeightLoss.com, CityService.com. LakevilleThyroid.com, city service. So you're dialing in with the SEO, the URL, and all the keywords on that page. You're dialing into a specific city that, boom, within a couple weeks, you're number 1. My weight loss website was a slower climb because weight loss is a more competitive keyword. My food testing website was number 1 after 8 days. Nutrient was really high, really fast. So sometimes things are a slower climb, but other times they're really fast. I teach doctors how to get video onto page one within minutes. Like within seconds, sometimes within seconds, boom, there my video is sitting there on page one of Google, and we start getting calls on this stuff. So again, I'm a fan of hybrid. I'm a fan of, I call it hybrid, but virtual practice. If you have no brick and mortar, but do it from a local perspective. Let me just take another step. I'm gonna dig deep with you on this video. So if I'm going too deep, I apologize. But for example, and I'm gonna do another. I've got another book coming out, by the way. I have another book laying out this entire system here. The book will be launched here in a couple weeks. But the system is, taking a piece of content and dispersing it across like 6 or 7 different platforms. So let's say this is so hard for me because I wish I was online right now. But blogging. So blogging would be another source of polls in the water on page one of Google. I did a blog last week off of one of my weight loss websites, and I put a long tail extension on the back of that thing that was for a leaky gut. This is about 10 days ago. I made this blog. Yesterday that blog article was number 4 on Google in this town of 60,000 people. Maybe it's 50,000, right? So blog article, you could rank really fast, really high as an extension off of your main funnel website. So that I'm going to talk more about that in the book. That's my plan heading into 2019 is just more local dominance. I mean, I have no shortage of people. I think the Twin Cities has about 300 or 3.5 or 3.6 million people when you total up all the cities and the suburbs around me. So I'm no shortage. Why do I care about what's happening in Texas or California or Florida and all these other places when I got 3.6 million people right here? So again, unless you're in a really, really small town, focus locally. You can do virtual, but just do it locally. So, all right, guys, I got to run. Hopefully that wasn't too much for you. I got to head into the office and still get caught up on some stuff. So, a couple things. Book coming out here in a couple weeks. It's not going to be a big, 150-page manual like the last one. It's going to be a little bit shorter. You can probably read it in an hour, but it's going to be my path in 2019 for dominance. And it's the whole idea of taking a piece of content. It's like a blueprint, taking a content of a 3-minute video and, Facebook Live, YouTube Live, Google, podcast, email, blog, right? So it's everywhere. You create the content one time and then it's boom, boom, boom. We call that being omnipresent. So it's like everywhere. So versus just putting all your eggs in that Facebook basket where nobody's going to see your stuff. It's Facebook, as you know, it's a newspaper, and what you post is obsolete in 3 days. And whereas YouTube, I got YouTube videos that I shot 3 years ago, in 2016. 3 years ago, and I still get paid. Not every week, but probably at least every 2 weeks. I got a patient calling me, saw my thyroid videos, because those are in a town of 85,000 people. That sit number 1. I got 2 videos for thyroid in a town that sit number 1 on page 1 of Google, and 85,000 people. There's long-term, there's sticking power in YouTube and Google, and that's where people are going, not necessarily YouTube, but if somebody has a problem, they're looking for a doctor to help them locally, they're going to Google, not going to Facebook. All right, guys, if you're watching this in my closed group, keep watching. If you're watching this somewhere else, okay, my Dr. Brandon Manny fan page, or if it's my personal page, I might post this to my personal page. Get in our closed group, okay? Just do a search on Facebook, The Functional Practice. Get in our closed group. I'm going to continue to make more videos to help you, again, grow, skill, and monetize a functional medicine-based cash practice. These videos will also be on YouTube, right? So if you want to binge watch a bunch of stuff, all my podcasts are also on YouTube as well. So just do a search on YouTube, The Functional Practice, and click subscribe so that you get the notification that boom, 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 we create another video. All right, guys, have an awesome rest of your week, and see you next time.